Hey Eurovision fans, Sissal will represent Denmark in Eurovision 2025 with her song Hallucination. I'm going to listen back to the live performance, give you my analysis of the song, the artist and the staging, talk about if this can qualify and what it could do in the Eurovision final. So, let's kiki. Hi, my name is Tom, I'm an Irish Eurovision analyst, and you can find all of this stuff on my Eurovision channel. So if you want to see my initial reactions to Denmark, I did do a video where I reacted to all 8 songs. I'm going to give you a disclaimer now. There is going to be a rant at some point in this video because the Danish delegation know how to boil my chicken. They... I can feel the anger bubbling in me already. In any case, they're on a 4 non-qualification streak despite having lots of amazing artists in the country, healthy budget for national final and staging. They somehow... Tom, calm down. I don't know why, but if you've been following my channel for a while, you'll know that I have this insane invested interest in Denmark and wanting to see them come out of this incredible dip that they're in right now, where they're just in probably one of the worst periods of their Eurovision history. There are definitely reasons for it. I don't just think it's bad luck. Calm, collected. All the criticism I give today is going to be constructive. So this year, Dansk MGP had 8 songs again. I have to admit, I felt it was, again, a very bland national final. I don't think they do a good job of going out into the Danish music scene and inviting artists from different backgrounds, different music genres to enter the competition. I feel there's a laziness here. Danish music scene is not represented because people don't want to enter, or they don't know that they're eligible, or they don't think they can win, or whatever. Really, we get 8 very, very similar pop songs every year. This is like the 3rd or 4th year now where we've had so little variety. It's the least variability in any national final. Dansk MGP needs a huge revamp. Absolutely, definitely does. I think that's one of the core problems in why Denmark is having trouble in qualifying and having any impact, is that Dansk MGP is just not up to scratch, particularly when you compare it to the other Nordic national finals. In any case, let's find out about something I am not going to rant about, and that is the wonderful artist that is representing Denmark this year. It is Sissal. She's Faroese, but she speaks Danish. I think she speaks Danish very perfectly, as opposed to Riley, who I believe his Danish wasn't great. I think he communicated more in English. He was also from the Faroe Islands. She did a really great interview with Daniel from Eurovision. Yeah, she was talking about how she wanted to have staging with oiled up men, and she wanted to represent the LGBT plus community as an ally. She's also a mother of 2, I believe, which is super epic, giving real life mother energy on the Eurovision stage. Really love Sissal. Go watch the interview. She's a really, really lovely person. Speaks great English. She comes across very well, very passionate. She's a bit real. Like, she won't mind saying something a bit abrupt. She's got a real relatability to her. So as an artist, I'm a huge fan. Of course she's got a wiki. I was about to ask myself, does she have a Wikipedia page? Of course she does, because the Wikipedia Eurovision fans would not sleep until... Her name is Sissal Johanna Norberg Niklasen. Fantastic Nordic name. And she's 30 years old. She's from Tórshavn, which I believe is the capital, isn't it, of Faroe Islands. I haven't been there, but I've heard that you can do beautiful whaling. I'd love to go there at some point. And she rose to prominence in 2005 when she won the Faroese children's singing competition, Noza Barnaprix. Of course, you already knew that. Very important trivia. And then she won another singing competition in 2010. So she's been singing since she was kind of 10 years old. Well, winning competitions since she was 10 years old. So lots and lots of experience. And then in 2020, she moved to Copenhagen to launch her international music career. Copenhagen, one of the most beautiful cities I've ever been to. I stayed there last year for Eurovision. Absolutely stunning. I would 100% live there. The song is called Hallucination, and it's written by, amongst others, Linnea Deb, Sissal herself, and Melanie Webbe, who you may know as competing in Melodi Festival. In the end, I felt like there were 2 songs that could be competitive, Sissal and Andreas. She ended up winning the Superfinal. She won the jury. She came second in the televote. The televote wanted to send Tim, which I think would have been a really bad decision. Okay, so I'm going to be reacting to the live performance. I'll leave as much of the original audio and visuals in as I'm allowed. If I do need to make changes, I'll leave it up on my Patreon. I'm just going to, again, disclaim, I'm going to be super, super critical here. It's because I want Denmark to succeed, and I feel like they're making lots of basic mistakes. I'm going to have positives as well, but if you just want a gushing, positive video, this is not the place, because that is not what Denmark needs right now. They need a reality check. They don't need someone saying, oh yes, slay queen, slay, slay, slay. This is Sissal singing Hallucination for Denmark. Sissal won in Nummer Secret Bank. I have seen this, but it was a while ago, and I saw half of it. She's got good poise. I like this small hand up, small details like that, showing she's confident. She's got great intensity. She's very, very good performer. Outfit wise, it's a bit basic. It looks kind of like a gymnastics outfit for kind of amateur competition, It's a little bit more expensive. Vocals are flawless though. Really, really good. Okay, in comes a bit of a win machine. Staging wise, we've got nothing so far. The poor lady is on her own. Nothing's happening. A song called Hallucination and nothing's happening. Crazy. Here we get the dancers coming in. Vocals here sound fantastic. Really, really clean. Love her outfit as well. She's got beautiful legs. The outfit just looks a bit too simple though. Okay, and we're getting the hands on. I suppose this is a hallucination. It's so basic. A little bit of handwork, not in sync. She's serving. She's magnetic. She's bankable. Nothing else is happening. Look at the stage. Empty. Nothing happening. No camera tricks. No anything coming in. No props. Bare bones. Empty. Empty stage. The poor girl, she's working her ass off. She's working overtime because everyone else hasn't done their job. Song is nice. It's got lots of energy to it. It's got a little bit of a Lorraine feel. Visuals. Screensaver. She's wonderful at looks. See how she gets down. Even though she's moving, her vocal sounds super clean. She's great charisma. Really confident. She's just been let down. This concept, 2 dancers with some okay choreography with their faces covered. That's Hallucination. Terrible. In the bin. But look at her. She's hitting all her notes. She goes down to the floor. Beautiful transitions. Great intensity. But she's got nothing to work with. It's crazy. It's so frustrating. Okay, let's see what happens at the end. Lovely down on those low notes as well. The way she holds her voice is very, very clean. Beautiful. Okay, what have they got staging wise for the end? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The same LED. A little bit of a wind machine. Camera going around her. Basicbitchstaging.com from 2000. A little bit of fireworks. It's disgraceful. A little bit of a wind machine. That's what the staging is. 2 dancers, wind machine, done. 3 minutes tops to come up with that. Let's forget. I'm sorry. God, it really pisses me off. This is the thing as well. Denmark's qualifications, in my opinion, have all been deserved because they just do not deliver. The staging is so bad. Okay, let's focus on the staging first because that's the thing that's pissing me off the most and it's making me the most riled up. Then we'll talk. I need to get in first. She's wonderful. She's brilliant. I love her. She's so good. Confident, amazing performer. Absolutely excellent. This staging is an absolute nothing burger. It doesn't exist. What staging is there? Let's go from start to finish. First of all, costumes. I like that she's showing off her legs. I think she's got a beautiful body. I have no issue with that. But I'm not seeing any expense in this costume. It looks kind of like an ice skater's outfit or like amateur gymnastics. I'm not getting any details. What's it got to do with hallucinations? Why are we not getting some mirrors on her so that there's like visual effects? You can see reflections of things. Don't use Dotter's idea of the light hitting. That's being done. And Basel did that as well for North Macedonia. You have a song called Hallucination. It's like the biggest setup in Eurovision history. You can do anything you want in terms of visual tricks, lighting tricks, prop tricks. Why isn't she in like a mirror box? That like, it's really trippy when you look at it, like half her body is missing and then it takes you like half a second to work out what's going on. It's insane to me. If someone gave me a song called Hallucination and told me to come up with staging, I swear to God, you give me an hour, I would have like 500 days. Not just me, anyone on Twitter in the Eurovision fandom. Like, where's the creativity? She's on an empty stage with 2 dancers who've got some like tights over their head. That's all they could come up with for a song called fucking Hallucination. It's just mind-blowing to me how bad this delegation is and how bad the production is. You look at something like Melody Festival and Swedish people get 12 acts with staging that's finished with a staging concept from really, really good performers, and they get to pick from 12 options, which are 99% finished. Danish people have to watch Dansk MGP and look at songs that are 20%, 30%, 40% finished because there's no staging concept. And they said they were elevating the staging this year, and literally the favorite song, which was the favorite in the bookies before going in, is on a blank stage with 2 dancers with tights over their head and a wind machine. That's it. No camera cuts, no lighting tricks, screensaver LEDs, and you're calling that staging. It's so beyond disgraceful. Like, this is the worst delegation in Eurovision, for my opinion, by far. They're so bad. This is years of evidence now of Dansk MGP just being so totally unimaginative, no creativity. You know, when Ready won in 2023, I think it was, their staging was literally just like 4 colors. Like, and then they just stood on the stage. it's just bare bones. I think the team are just taking the piss. They're just like logging in, they sit down, they have a couple of cigarettes, and then they just leave. That staging, like you can make that up in 2 minutes. It's so frustrating. I'm not even Danish, and you can see how insanely frustrated I am. Imagine being a Danish person and watching this, and just the total and utter sheer incompetence is just mind-blowing to me. Okay, so outfit-wise, something to do with hallucination, something that reflects the camera or gives this thing that makes you do a double take when you're looking at her. Have some sort of reveal, anything that looks more expensive than 20 euro something you get from a gymnastics store. Dancers, fine, but like I wasn't getting hallucination from that. It was just like two people dressed up as shadows doing orca dancing. They did the hand thing coming on, which is being done to death. They weren't even in sync. It didn't even look like they were not in sync on purpose. It looked like they were trying to be in sync, but they just weren't able to do it. Where's something with mirrors? Where's the camera tricks? Even Myra Omar, Hush Hush, had like a little bit of a kind of illusion thing where she was sitting at that table and her body was being reflected and it looked a bit like a lotus flower. Like, that's just creativity. It doesn't have to be expensive, but just show something with reflections. I literally just did a Google search of hallucination, and you can see there's all these things with like visual tricks and looking at things that don't appear to be the same. There's ideas everywhere. I just don't get it. I don't get how you can just be so unpassionate about Eurovision and so uncreative and still be involved in being the creative person for a national final. I just don't understand what's going on. If you're a Danish person, please just put me out of my misery. What is going on? How can you have a song with such a super interesting title, really, really interesting lyrics, and just have emptiness, lack of ideas, lack of creativity, just nothing? Why are we not getting slow turns like we got with Bambi Thug at the start of their staging last year, which was absolutely electrifying? Why are we not getting weird angles coming up from below, getting weird things looking down overhead where, you know, dancers with faces on the back of their head so it looks like they're facing back to front or something like that? I'm literally coming up with these ideas. I mean, I haven't prepared this. And I don't think I'm special. I think anybody just think of something fun or creative to put on stage. Oh my God, it just drives me crazy. This is an absolutely qualifiable song. This is fun. It's a beat. I'm not saying that this would be top 5. If you give this song to Ukraine or Sweden, they would qualify it, no problem, because they would come up with a proper staging concept. And it wouldn't be because they're Sweden or Ukraine. It'd be because Sweden and Ukraine do proper creative staging and actually put more effort in than the Danish team does. Okay, let's go through the lyrics because we can get a little bit more inspiration for what the staging could be there. You show me more than meets the eye. If you open all the doors inside my mind, get some doors in. Get some doors in where they're opening, and then you see something, and then it opens again, and then something different there. The dancers change, the LEDs change, something like a door. You can freaking afford a door, can't you? I see colors I never saw before. 1,000 shades of light come to life, making me question all that I thought true. All I'm seeing through you. My vision's blurry, but I can see clearly. Vision blurry again. That's another opportunity to put in something, a visual trick or something happening in front of her that something morphs into something or changes into something else. You're my hallucination. I'm paranoid, slipping from reality. Slipping from reality is a great moment as well to have something involving movement where she's losing her footing. You know, maybe something like Escher, some sort of like Escher stairs or something, prop that they could maybe bring in. You're my hallucination. Worlds are changing, darkness fading. I follow you into the end, and now I'm changing. It's a new sensation. Like, the lyrics are fine. There's nothing massively to grab onto, but the song being called Hallucination is enough. Now, they have put out a statement saying that they're going to make changes. The reason I'm being so critical is you shouldn't be making changes. I'm not being critical of Sissal at all. At all. I do not think that it's her job to come up with big staging concepts. I think that's the creativity team. But why are you presenting unfinished staging concepts on the Dansk MGP stage? Why are you not presenting finished products like Melodi Festival does? So look, they're saying that they're going to be making big changes, but there's only so many changes they can make because you need to submit your staging by a certain date. You need to say, this is what we're doing so that the EBU can start preparing. Okay, this is where we're going to put you in the running order so we can manage all of the props. This is what your color palette looks like. We don't want it to clash with other people. The EBU needs to know this information now. So I don't know if they can make any big, massive changes because they've left it too late. If you want to do that, put your national final at the start of February. If you're going to do all of the staging work after the show, don't put it at the start of March, one of the last national finals, and then say, okay, well, we've got a week to plan our staging because we didn't do it in the 6 months that we had before. Oh my God, sorry, I'm going another rant. This delegation drives me effing crazy. My God, they're so useless. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Maybe there's limitations, but there are countries who are a fraction of the size, I'm sure have much less population, I'm sure have a lot less money, and they're producing better things. So maybe there's excuses for what's going on. I just don't think it can excuse everything. Look at Lithuania. They've definitely got less of a budget. Wonderful staging this year in the final. Everybody had a concept, different lighting, different props on the stage, different moods, really, really beautiful visuals. I just don't think this is an excuse. It's not just Melody Festival. There's lots of national finals who are able to deliver competent final staging concepts. And also they don't have a 4 non-qualification streak. You know, last year with Saba and Sand, they dumped her on a box, gave her a little bit of a laser eye, done. Just so minimalist. And the other reason I'm being kind of harsh on the delegation as well is because of what the head of delegation said in 2023 when Riley didn't qualify, and he blamed it on Europeans. He didn't take any responsibility himself and say, you know, we picked an artist who couldn't sing his own song, or the staging was kind of flat, or we got rid of the dancers who gave it more energy. No. It's Europeans' fault. So it's that kind of lack of humility and being able to reflect and be critical and say, okay, I messed up. How can I do better? That's another reason why I'm being quite harsh here, is because they're not self-criticizing. So I'm just going to do the criticizing for them. Severely doubt that they're watching this video, but you know, hopefully a lot of Danish people are watching this video and they'll start putting pressure on their delegation to up their game and up their standards, because these non-qualifications are 100% down to the system that Denmark has, how they pick the songs, and then once the song is picked, the lack of elevation on the Eurovision stage. I'm going to give myself a heart attack with this video. Quick note on the song. Song is fine. Like I said, Ukraine and Sweden will qualify with it. I think it's more than an adequate song. Sissal's fabulous. She delivers what is a very technically difficult song to sing superbly. She's got different intonations in her voice. She sings high, she sings low. Big Night sounds super clean. She's got a beautiful presence on stage. She's a really, really beautiful woman. I love her confidence. I love how she moves and she gets down and moves 3D. So nothing with her, but she can't do the whole thing on her own. You can't put all the pressure on her, the same they did with Saba. Dump her on a box. You do all the work. We've given you nothing to work with. Saba still ended up coming 12th because, again, really excellent performer with a solid song. Do I think this is going to qualify? Based on Denmark's track record, no. Again, if you give this to other countries, they will. But Denmark have not given any evidence that they know how to elevate. I think that they're past deadline now where they can come up with new staging concepts. So really all they have at their disposal is camera cuts. I think that those are pretty easy to change. I don't know if the EBU will let them bring in a prop now, you know, some sort of cool mirror box or something that she can go in and out of would be really cool, something that could wheel onto the stage. I don't know if they'll allow any changes like that. So I would have to say no. You look at Denmark's record of not qualifying 4 years in a row. I think it's justified because they're not delivering and other countries are delivering really interesting, creative, entertaining packages. So I think that this will probably be 5 non-qualifications in a row. For Denmark, I don't know how many qualifications is necessary for something to change and there to be a change in the team. They're in the second half, which gives them an 11% better chance of qualifying. Got a couple of friends here as well in Finland. And that's pretty much it, isn't it? You know, Ireland will like this type of music. Australia will as well. I think Australia is actually in Denmark's pot for the allocation draw. I think Luxembourg, I think there's plenty of countries who will be open to this kind of like broad appeal electropop. You know, I think other countries here are just going to be coming with bigger packages. You know, you compare this to Erika Wikman. These two artists are really similar in terms of their singing ability and their charisma. But like Erika Wikman's package is just, it's just not in the same league in terms of detail and thought and planning and camera cuts and lighting and everything. It's just, you just can't compare them. So yes, I would say no at this point in time. This is the larger semi-final. It's got 16 countries, so it's that tiny bit more difficult to qualify from, having that one extra competitor. I'm hoping that Sissal will take over. I'm hoping she's going to just grab the team and just shake them and say, we need to do all this stuff. She's ambitious. She wanted to have the men in oil on the stage originally. I don't know what that's got to do with hallucinations, but at least it's like something a little bit fun. So I hope that she's pushing the limits. I hope Sissal is watching this because I love Sissal. She's amazing. I just don't think she can rely on the rest of the team. I think she needs to take matters into her own hand and really push things as much as possible. Okay, if this does make to the final, how do I think it will do? Well, I think this will do okay with the jury. The jury's definitely going to respect such a beautiful vocal. The song got broad appeal. It's a little bit radio friendly. I think the jury will like that as well. So I'd expect us to kind of be around 16th or 17th in the jury if it makes the final. And then televote wise, it really depends on the staging. If they do come up with some like really trippy, cool visuals, then yes, this could do okay with the televote, maybe in the middle. Otherwise, I think it will be down in the bottom 5. Let's have a look at the odds and see where Denmark are. They are down to 29th after living in 24th place, completely and utterly inexplicably for most of the season. Do not bet on Denmark to win Eurovision. You're crazy. They can't even qualify right now. Why are you betting on them to win? I don't know who these people are. I wish they would donate that money to charity instead, or donate the money to some sort of musical charity in Denmark so we get better songs in MGP. Let's have a look and see how this is doing in the community. And this is currently in 16th place. out of 35 songs, which is not bad at all. Keep in mind the Eurovision scoreboard has a huge preference for strong, powerful, beautiful women and upbeat pops and pop. So like this is like the quintessential Eurovision scoreboard song. So actually the fact it's in 16th place is not fantastic. We probably want it to be a little bit higher. I don't think there's a revamp coming. She's got a fabulous personality, and I think the more social media she does, she might be able to get a little bit more of a Eurofan vote. I think there's a little bit of, for lack of a better word, pity about Denmark within the Eurofan community, that they want to help them. So I think that if Eurofans feel like this has a shot, there might be a little bit of a community campaign to get this into the final. So maybe that should be a goal as well with the staging, is try and win over Eurofans. That might be, I think Eurofans have a lot more power in the semi-finals when less people are watching. You've got like 100% of Eurofans watching semi-finals and a less percentage of the casuals, whereas in the final you've got way more casuals, so the Eurofan power goes down. That's my opinion. So that might be a good strategy as well. Okay, that's what I thought. I'm sorry for all the rants, but my God, this really does just, it's easily the most frustrating thing for me in Eurovision right now. In any case, what did you think about Denmark? Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Thank you to those who've been supporting me on PayPal and Buy Me Coffee. If you do want to support the channel and you think I need a coffee after all of my rants, I'll leave a QR code for you here and also a link in the description. And of course, thank you to my wonderful patrons for patronizing me from all around the world. On my Patreon, you can get original visuals and audio, get some early releases, you can be in the credits, you can support the channel, go check it out if you're a fan. But of course, thank you so much just for being here. I'm seeing another Eurovision analysis video very, 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 very soon. Goodbye.